Hey, welcome to your dynamic warm-up, meaning we're gonna warm up the whole body and the heart and lungs all at the same time with movement. We're not gonna be doing any static stretches because they're not as effective as dynamic stretches. So we're gonna start with some lunges. I want you to start to the front of your mat and you're gonna lunge backwards. Take a nice back lunge. Do a couple different angles so you can see what we're doing. Good, keep your shoulders back and down, lunging back. Perfect, we're gonna add rotation now. Rotate to the side. Rotate over the leg that's forward. Back lunge and rotate. Lunge and rotate. Good. If you have a knee injury or a back injury, you don't have to go so low into your lunge. Make sure this is your warm-up for what you need. Let's do two more. 1 and 2. Good. Next, we're gonna do side lunges. Lunge to the side, and then come back to the middle. Lunge to the side, come back to the middle. Again, you can do shallow lunges if that's what you need, or you can do nice deep lunges. Whatever your warm-up needs. Watch your feet. Every time you ever do a lunge, make sure those feet are always square to the front. We don't want our feet to turn out to the side when we lunge. That puts a lot of pressure on our knees. All right, as we're warming up, we want the heart rate to come up. You go whatever speed that means for you. Here we go, 2 more. 1 and 2, good. We're gonna add some yoga flow. We're gonna do a sun salutation, starting with mountain pose. You go to the front of your mat, reach up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up, bend your knees, hands come down, one foot comes back, opposite foot comes back, press back to downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank, drop down to Cobra, press up to upward dog. Don't worry, I'll do this from the side in just a second. Turn those toes back over, press back to down dog. Opposite leg comes forward, full lunge up, hinge from the hips, come to the top. That's 1, we're gonna do 3. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up, bend those knees, hands coming down, one leg lunges back, other leg lunges back, press back to down dog, come forward to plank, drop down to Cobra, press up to upward dog, and turn those toes back over, downward dog. Opposite leg comes forward. Both feet are forward, hinge from the hips, rising to the top. If you need to modify this, just make it slower or smaller. So if this is any part of this, if you can't quite get back to here, just come a little bit to the middle. Okay, is press back, hit your head as close to your knees as you can get it. This is your warm-up, so do what you gotta do. Coming down to Cobra. If you can't come down very far in Cobra, that's okay. If you can come all the way down, that's great too. Your warm-up. Do what you gotta do. If this hurts your low back, come down to your elbows. There's always modifications you can do. Turn those toes over. Press back to downward dog. Rolling forward. One leg lunges, opposite leg lunges. Hinge from the hips, rise to the top. Good, that's the sun salutations. Next, we're going to do some straight leg sit-ups with a hamstring stretch. So, this one has 2 options. You can come all the way down and all the way up. When you get to the top, I want you to hold for a 3 count, as far as you can touch. If you can touch your toes, great. If you can only touch your ankles or even your knees, that's great too. However far you can go. Hold for 3, roll back down. If these full sit-ups are too hard for you, then we're gonna modify. Like I said, there's always something you can do. Modification is gonna be holding a crunch and then bringing a leg to you and hold that for 3, 2, 1. Come down, crunch up, bring a leg up, hold that leg in 1, 2, 3. Again, you do your own warm-up. Do what you gotta do. You can do the modified version or you can do the full version. Both ways, I want you controlling the speed. Rolling up without momentum, rolling back down without falling flat on your back. In control. Last one. Hold for a 3 and roll back down. Very good. Okay, next one we're gonna do is a figure 4 stretch. You're actually gonna stay where you are. You're gonna put one knee across one leg like this. It kind of makes the number 4 with your legs, okay? I'm gonna have you lay all the way down to your back. You're gonna reach through the hole of your leg, and you're gonna pull that in. You're gonna stretch the back of this hamstring on your bent leg. Pull it as close to you as it feels this stretch, but you don't wanna feel pain. Okay, I'll do it from this angle so you can see. Cross your knee here, laying all the way down, and reach through this hole that you've formed with your legs. Holding that stretch for about 20 seconds, and then we'll switch to the other leg. Reach through the hole, pull it towards you. If this is feeling painful for you, just relax it a little bit. Even if just this position here, if this is what your stretch is feeling, stay here. This is great. You push yourself to what you need when you're warming up. Everybody's body warms up differently. Holding your stretch here. Again, if this is working for you and this stretch is feeling like it's pretty intense for you already, stay there. If you need a little bit more, I want you to straighten that opposite leg, and you're gonna pull that leg in, feel the stretch, and then come down. Work a little bit of the abs. You're pushing down with your top leg. This is your resistance, and this is your work. Resistance, work, stretch. Resistance, work, stretch. Let's switch. Coming down, pushing up with that top leg. The harder you push, the harder this will be. You push yourself to what you need for your warm-up. You can put your hands under your hips like I have here, or you can leave them up here or behind your head, wherever works for you. One more. Hold 1, 2, and 3. Good. That's the figure 4. Next one we're going to do is cat and cow. You'll be on hands and knees, nice flat back. You're gonna inhale, roll up to cat, exhale, come down to cow. You do 5 of these at your own pace. Inhale up, exhale down. Again, this warm-up is your warm-up. You do it how you need. If you need more of one thing or another, do that. If you need less, do that. Speed is the key to a good warm-up. You gotta do the right speed for what you need. You don't wanna cause any pain in the warm-up. The warm-up is just to make sure the blood is flowing everywhere that we want it to be. Okay, the next one we're gonna do, we're gonna bring that heart rate up. I'm just gonna have you go opposite arm, opposite leg. Marching, marching, marching. I'm always talking about feet. Check those feet. Make sure your feet are landing forward. We don't want any of this toes turning out or toes turning in. Make sure our feet are in alignment. Where your feet land is where your knees and hips are also. So we want to make sure that those are where we want them. If your heart rate is coming up here, great. Stay where you are. If you need a little bit more, let's turn it to a skip. Okay? Add a little hop in the middle. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing with my arms. Drive your elbows all the way back. Don't stop here. Drive it back. We're warming up the whole body. Upper body, lower body, front and back. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. All right, the last one we're going to do is called eyes closed balance. That's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to stand on one foot, check your posture. Imagine there's a string pulling you from the top of your head so you're nice and tall. Balance on that one leg. When you find your balance, close your eyes. If you feel the wobble, that's a good thing. This exercise is teaching all of your muscles in your standing leg, all of your ligaments, and all of your joints to work together. If this is exceptionally difficult for you, you can put one hand on a wall, or if it's just a little bit hard, try touching your belly button or your nose. This aligns your focus of your central nervous system to the middle where your balance comes from. Good, go ahead and open those eyes. We're gonna trade feet. Come to the opposite leg. You can shake out that other leg. Again, check that posture, nice and tall. We're tall, we're always tall when we train. Wherever we train, that's where we stay when we're done. When you find your balance and you're ready to go, remember the nose or belly button trick. Close your eyes. Focus on those ankle ligaments. One side is usually stronger than the other, and one side usually has better balance than the other. This side, obviously for me, is not as good of balance. Try that belly button or nose trick, or put your hand on a wall. Keep your foot close to the floor. If you need to touch it down for a second, that's fine. Just bring it back up. Check your knee. If this is hurting your knee, give it a little bend. Give a little bend in your knee. Warm-up should never hurt. Warm-ups are to prevent being hurt. The whole point of a warm-up is to prevent injury. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you did it. You made it through the warm-up. Let's get to the workout.